What is up, everyone? Cornokeep back yet again. As the title implies, I'm bringing you John Hancock from Hancock versus Luke Cage from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So without further ado, let's get down to business. I'll go ahead and start off with Luke Cage himself, starting with the attack power of Luke Cage. We've seen Luke Cage easily punch through thick walls of concrete. Luke has been seen overpowering Jessica Jones, the same Jessica Jones who casually stopped a speeding car. Heck, Luke is powerful enough to trade blows with Diamondback and damage his durability, who, at the time, was powerful enough to damage Luke Cage's physical durability and had durability that was comparable to Luke Cage's, which I will be discussing shortly. Luke Cage would go on to become even stronger during Season 2. Now, looking over at speed. Well, for starters, we've seen Luke Cage react to an RPG missile mid-flight, and he even had time to shield an old lady to minimize the damage that the explosion would do to her. Luke Cage even proved himself to be fast enough to keep up with Bushmaster in combat, who, at the time, was fast enough to dodge a bullet from point-blank range, easily giving Bushmaster and in turn Luke Cage Mach 2 reaction time and combat speed, aka supersonic reaction time and combat speed. As far as durability goes, Luke Cage is a durable tank. For example, Luke has been seen tanking full-powered punches from Jessica Jones herself. Heck, this dude tanked the destruction of his own bar, and endured a rocket launcher explosion that collapsed a building on him. Yeah, it's clear to see Luke Cage's physical durability should definitely be around the building level ranges, if not a little higher. Now it's time to talk about Hancock. And just like with Luke Cage, I'll start off by going over the attack power of Hancock. For starters, we've seen Hancock casually slap a rocket away. He's been seen easily tossing a whale far into the ocean. Heck, Hancock showcased that he's powerful enough to make a crater in the moon itself. Moving on over to speed. Well, we've seen Hancock casually react to a rocket. He's also fast enough to cause sonic booms when he flies. In terms of durability, Hancock's durability should definitely be comparable to his own attack power, considering the force that you can exert is also the force that you can usually tank. Not to mention he was able to endure strikes from Mary, the same Mary who is at the very least just as powerful as Hancock himself. Now that I went over the attack power, speed, and durability of both of these badasses, it's time for me to move on down the line and tell you who should be taking victory more often than not, as well as go over some skill and X factors that they have to bring to the table. And folks, if I'm being completely honest, I had to give the victory to Hancock more often than not, and here's why. For starters, we need to showcase whether or not Hancock possesses enough attack power to break through the durability of Luke Cage. Seeing as Luke Cage easily has building level durability, so does Hancock possess enough attack power to break through this level of durability? Honestly, Hancock doesn't just possess enough attack power, but he actually possesses more than enough attack power. As mentioned, Hancock demonstrated that he's powerful enough to make a crater in the moon. And here's the thing. Even if we said it took Hancock an entire day to make this crater, it would still require a little over 160 megatons of TNT, which is enough TNT to destroy a mountain. And a link to that calculation will be in the description below if you're interested in checking it out for yourselves. So yeah, it's safe to say Hancock possesses more than enough attack power to break through the durability of Luke Cage. But is Hancock fast enough to land a hit on Luke Cage? Seeing as Luke Cage easily has Mach 2 reaction time and combat speed, well, considering Hancock easily reacted to a rocket and flies so fast that he causes sonic booms, I would say he's definitely comparable to the speed of Luke Cage. However, Hancock may actually be much faster than this. As we know, Hancock flew to the moon in a short period of time. Now, there isn't an exact time frame, but it couldn't have took him longer than a few minutes. If we said it took him 5 minutes to reach the moon from the Earth, that would put him around massively hypersonic plus, almost sub-relativistic, as it takes light 1.3 seconds to reach the moon from the Earth. And if it took him less than a second to reach the moon from the Earth, then he would be faster than the speed of light. However, even if we disregard this speed feat, Hancock would still be fast enough to keep up with Luke Cage and land hits on him. Considering even without this speed feat, Hancock himself is still at the very least around the supersonic speed ranges, which is fast enough to keep pace with Luke Cage. And we already established Hancock has more than enough attack power to break through the durability of Luke Cage. Luke Cage may be fast enough to keep up with Hancock in combat, but he doesn't possess enough attack power to break through the durability of Hancock, as Luke Cage's attack power is around the building level ranges just like his durability, thanks to him being able to overpower Jessica Jones, as well as being powerful enough to trade blows with characters who have comparable attack power and durability to Luke Cage himself. But unfortunately, building level attack power is not enough to break through the durability of Hancock, seeing as Hancock is capable of enduring strikes from Mary, who at the very least is just as powerful as Hancock himself. So it's definitely going to require more than building level attack power to damage Hancock. Now, I may have to give the skill advantage to Luke Cage. Thanks to him being skilled enough to somewhat tangle with Danny Rand as well as Bushmaster, Luke Cage isn't as skilled as them, but the fact that he was somewhat able to tangle with them in that department shows me that he holds the overall skill advantage over Hancock. But the skill advantage alone is not enough to overcome the attack power and durability advantage that Hancock holds over Luke Cage. Not to mention, Hancock holds another advantage over Luke Cage besides attack power and durability. Thanks to Hancock being able to fly, this gives Hancock the mobility advantage over Luke Cage. This could allow Hancock to fly Luke Cage into space and toss him, essentially removing him from the battlefield. So, at the end of the day, Luke Cage is possibly fast enough to keep up with Hancock in combat. However, he doesn't possess enough attack power to damage Hancock. He's not durable enough to withstand Hancock's attack power. Hancock has more than enough attack power to break through the durability of Luke Cage. He's durable enough to tank all of Luke Cage's strikes. And if necessary, he could easily BFR Luke Cage. Overall, it's honestly safe to give Hancock the victory more often than not. But let me know what you all think down below. And before I go, I have a couple of things that I would like to say. I would like to give a shout out to Darkness Explorer for suggesting the idea of Luke Cage versus Hancock. Thank you, Darkness Explorer. And the last thing is, if any of you would like to see a rematch between Hancock versus Luke Cage from the comics, make sure to let me know down below and I'll definitely do it in the future. But, as always, have a blessed day, folks. Peace.